Hey TC, it's Tuesday, June 2nd. So one of the things I like to do to kind of clear my head, especially when I'm stressed, is to go for a walk. And where I live, as you can kind of see around me, it's quite countryside and not a lot about. And one of the places I really like to walk is by the canal, which is over there. And I walk down it, I just put my headphones in and I'm able to just keep walking. I find that since I'm walking along a canal, I can't really get lost anywhere, which is really nice because I can kind of tune out to the stuff around me. I'm not really having to think about where exactly I'm going. So since I'm really busy at the moment and don't really have time to make a video for you in my spare time, I thought I'd kill two birds with one stone and do the walk I like to do and film this video at the same time. So one of the things I wanted to say is good luck in your exams. I know exams can be quite stressful and I wish you all the luck in all the different tests that you have to do. You mentioned in your last video about the fact that your teachers kind of sprung this kind of extra information on you at the last minute that you hadn't been taught. Last year when I was doing biology, we kind of got caught up a bit because we had our mock exams in kind of January time and we didn't actually have time to finish all of the topic for our second exam, which was really annoying. You also mentioned about the fact that you don't really feel like you're learning stuff that is useful to you. I remember when I was doing my GCSEs and you had such a broad range of subjects, and it was so nice when I got into my A-levels to just pick 3 or 4 subjects and you didn't have to focus on all these ones you didn't want to do. Things like English. I felt like I'd learned all I really needed to know about English and all the things I really wanted to know. And it was the same with history. History is a subject I really love, but it got to the point where I was like, well, I don't really need the professional schooling anymore with this. You've given me the tools to learn about these subjects and now I can go away and find out more information on the specific stuff that I'm interested in rather than just being taught all the stuff just to pass a test. So I've lived around here for quite a lot of my life. I think since I was about 11 I've lived in this kind of small town area. And down by the canal is really nice. It's kind of, you get to the bottom of the high street and then there's 2 ways you can go. You can go left or you can go right. And depending on which way you go, you end up in 2 different towns if you keep walking far enough. And you walk along and you can see like canal boats and you can see the locks. For example, here's one of the locks here. I don't know if they have many kind of canal areas in the US. Because canals I kind of associate with old England. They are a way of getting things around and shipping things around before things like cars and planes and trucks and stuff were readily available. I like looking at the locks quite a bit just to see kind of how they function, how people manage to design a way for boats to get up a hill. But the other day I was walking around and I noticed this stair thing in the lock, and I was wondering what it was for because I couldn't see the purpose of the thing. It's called a sill. I was looking because they have writing on the locks and it says over there, keep the boat forward with a sill marker. And I understood why they said that, because obviously you don't want the canal boat to hit the sill because it's not quite as steep as the rest of the part, so it could damage the boat. But I was wondering what was the purpose of this step. So I was googling it earlier and I found out that it's mainly for stability and the sill is there to kind of brace the lock, and that's weird because that's something I didn't know before. So anyway, I've got an exam tomorrow morning. Not really looking forward to it all that much, but I'm actually not as concerned about it as I was before. Originally, I sat this exam a year ago and failed miserably. I went into the exam knowing that I didn't understand the topic. Oh, it's statistics. I did a bit of statistics beforehand and didn't really enjoy it. And then I was doing it before and just couldn't understand it. I spent so long trying to understand it and I just couldn't. And I was watching this show Numbers, which is quite an old American crime drama. It's about a mathematician who's this kind of genius mathematician who uses maths to try and help his brother solve FBI cases, and he uses a lot of probability and statistics, and I recognised some of the words he was talking about, which made me think, right, I'm going to get this once for all, I need to get this grade. And so I did, and I sat down and I studied and I really looked at it, and I surprised myself with the fact that, because in the end I actually knew what I was doing and I was so happy about it. I've been doing papers now and questions. So I've been doing questions and I actually understand them and I'm really happy, and now I'm more confident going into the exam tomorrow, so I'm just really grateful for the fact that this show that you didn't think would help just spiked my interest, and my love of the show meant that I kind of gained more of a like of the subject in itself, and something that I quite enjoy now. So I wish you all the luck in your exams and I hope you have a good week. Bye!